And ultimately, when the U.S. goes to the so-called Middle East, where they're going to be the Valley of Decision, Russia, China, Persia, and NATO, absolutely. No, because there's going to be a mandatory microchipping. Like, you remember the vaccine? Did you take it?
Which one? COVID?
Yeah.
One of them.
Do you see how single-handedly they made the whole entire world comply to something? And then you had to have a piece of paper that showed your identification that you accepted it. So they already did a major psyop, and the whole known world changed right with it. So they're getting ready to do a global reset, collapse the dollar. Then for you to operate in society, you're gonna have a new ID, digital ID. UK was testing it out, Australia, Kuwait, all these places are now single-handedly switching over to digital because there's a regime that's running the world right now through the operation of debt and military. So what you're witnessing right now is a new world order attempting to be established, like the Renaissance, rising out of the ashes. So they think in the destruction, they're going to be able to reinstitute a new way of living. But I don't know what your belief is, but our belief is in a higher power. So what's taking place is ultimately prophecy. The First World War is prophesied in the Bible. The Second World War, the Third World War, what you're looking at right now has already been foretold. Everything that's happening is foretold. You mentioned Persia. When you go to Ezekiel 38, Persia is allied with Russia. Russia's in the Bible. The Greek Empire's in the Bible. The Roman Empire's in the Bible. This empire's not going to be in the Bible. We're just all here as microorganisms collectively together. No, there's a will that's taking place that's bigger than our own minds can fathom. So what you're witnessing is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob establishing his will. And who you look at as us so-called black people, African American, Native American, Latino American, we're actually the true chosen people of who the world doubts if there even is a God. But what happened to us through history is found in the Bible that people doubt, like the transatlantic slave trade. That's in the Bible. So when you look at these things, and then when you look at these things and compare it with today, one would have to say there's got to be some validity to this.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone can just walk around and question, but where does truth get established? Rumors are fine, OnlyFans is fine, twerking's fine, but truth, get Proverbs 8. Yeah. But when truth speaks, that everyone has this spirit to go, I don't know about that. But you can accept them landing on the moon. You can accept we're supposed to be equal. You accept this is the land of the free. No, it's not. Everyone here is in debt. Half of these cars, they're either leasing or financing. They locked you into a financial prison through a credit score. This is all by design. The global elites know exactly what they're doing, and they like people doubting.
You have to be able to get to Iran via credit.
Go where?
To use a credit card to be able to get to Iran.
What do you mean, get a credit to go to Iran?
I don't know, but as a peacenik, I'd rather go there under those auspicious guises than as compulsorily member aligned with government.
You saying Iran?
Israel?
Israel?
No, I'm saying Iran.
Are you saying
I wanted to use a credit card to get there. I'm fortunate to be able to.
So you're going to Iran?
I'm fortunate to be able to participate in an entity like our country which does have the ability to that. This is how I feel as a woman who's not going to be drafted. As far as
But they've already talked about they're going to draft women.
have they?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Congress.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
Congress.
Thanks for sharing this information with me. I'm really behind.
And they raised the age.
Yep, they raised the age for men.
42.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. You got Proverbs 8?
I got it.
Read that, please.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Yep.
This is Proverbs 8:1. Do not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice. Right. You know, what's that wisdom? Is truth. You know, our Lord and Savior, how shall I say, go on the highways and byways and teach, right? To hear this word. All right. Right now, we are at church. Church means what? To call out. See, you got a question from the Spirit. The brother answered it, right? And it says,
and Shalom Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Chakodash. Double honors to our elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well.
Right.
Peace, safety, and salutations to the Lord's beloved elect, to the hopeful elect in the 1/3, and Adon Ratazah, these modern day camps and epistles are edifying to the body of believers, as the scripture said, the foretold elect. Okay, so as you see, when people come and walk and inquire, they're all out of the loop. So she has no idea what's going on. But that's why the scriptures speak of pride, because people have no idea what's going on, but they'll have a demon of pride to still want to speak as if they're an expert on it. Okay? And as you see, that was a wandering woman, and the only thing she's worried about pertaining to war is if they're going to send women. Women are some selfish fucking delusional creatures, man.
Yeah.
So you sisters count it a blessing if the Lord put one of you in our laps.
Yep.
Because the rest of these women out here, the laps they're doing is around the fucking drain, bro.
Yeah.
They'll run through that little thing, man.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on. They don't understand geopolitics. They don't understand the trickle effect of the price of oil. They don't even fucking know the price of tea in China, man.
Yeah.
These people don't know what's going on out here.
Yeah.
All right? Let's read that again.
Proverbs 8:1, and it reads, "Do not wisdom cry?"
So wisdom's crying. But when wisdom cries, people are like, stop crying. You know, but a woman could come out and protest with her titties out about grape.
Yeah.
But they won't tell her to stop crying
Right.
or get over it or deal with it. And then she's questioning, her ass took the fucking jump shot.
Yep.
So you let him digitally nut inside you. You don't know what the fuck's going on, man. You people really don't know what's going on. And majority of women that we come across, they all got hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Women have told me if I knew them when that happened, they wouldn't have got it because I would have told them not to.
Yep.
So that shows you a man of the Lord is a blessing, a hiding place. And what we say before we got up here, let's go to the hiding place.
Yeah.
We're in plain sight, but we're hidden. These people are open season, man. These are all lifers, not knowing this prison is about to implode with them in it.
That's right. And it reads, "In understanding put forth her voice. She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She cried at..."
Can you grab water, Bobby? I think I left it. I'm sorry.
Here you go, bro.
Thank you.
I'll read it from the top.
Thank you, brother.
Proverbs 8:2. She standeth in the top of high places, right? Because, you know, this truth is what? This light. Excuse me, that light. And light can't be hid, you know, in the midst of darkness. You know, imagine that you being in a dark room and you see that, you know, that one light bulb, right? That's how we are through the Spirit. You see? And it says, she standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. So there's no excuse why people, have not heard, because day in and day out, you know, the Lord's men are, they are out here. You see?
I got a quick one.
Yep.
Matthews 5 and real quick, 14, red letter. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid.
That's right.
So as things are going down, more people by nature are going to inquire, because what we are holding, what the answers we're holding soon are going to be questions that they have.
Yep.
All right, and then guess what the Lord's going to do? Internet kill switch.
Yep.
Famine of hearing the word. Now when somebody that once was inquiring, now they ain't going to be able to.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
Hey, we're at the tail end, man.
Yep.
This thing is weeks to months away. The next weeks to months are going to be very telling, just by the simple fact of the constant pressure and rise of the tension going on in she mentioned Persia.
Yeah.
She said Persia, and then she started saying Iran. So that was the spirit.
Yep.
She was saying Persia, and then when I said Babylon's going to be destroyed, she scrunched her little fucking pink ass face up. So it's like you can fucking hippity do down the street and chase stars, but the minute someone tells you that the Bible said the missiles are going to be looking like stars falling, you question that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this is her heaven. You know, like she don't want to see this place go. Esau don't want to see Babylon go. You know, Esau is nothing more than a two-time loser.
Yeah.
Ground level.
Yep.
You see, but this word is getting to the gates of the nobles.
It's already there.
Right. Thank you. It's already there. Excuse me.
It's already there. So the next step, which I could see them doing, is like a Black Swan event and just roping Jake into it. They got you with the Palestinian thing. See how they merged Palestine with Black Lives Matter? They got y'all, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then all you dumbass Hebrew Israelite camps that was marching with them, you're a fool, man. And then your shepherd, he's gonna be judged twice for that, because he's got blood on his hands.
Yep.
You know?
Proverbs 8 and verse 3, she cried at the gates, at the entry of the city.
So when we pull in, it says welcome to Gloucester.
Yeah.
It literally tells you welcome.
Yeah.
So we're right here in downtown. This is where it's at. Who else, according to the world of religion, is standing out on the street holding the Bible telling you what's gonna happen?
Nobody.
But then you still fucking think Christianity's the truth, you know?
Right.
Or Catholic. Or you just left some four-walled room with a tight-ass suit on and a yellow tie, and now you feel comfortable eating crab.
Yep. Seriously.
That's why it says the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Right.
That's why it says this world was made for many, you know?
And it reads, at the entry of the city, at the coming in, at the doors,
Yep.
unto you, O men, I call.
See, and now that was a heathen, but the fact that she pushed woman first, which is the wine,
Yeah.
if we would have told her as that, she would have really got offended.
Mm-hmm.
You got women will be more offended. Read that again.
It says, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
So the Lord's flock is of men, Israelite men. That's what this thing's about, you know? And then when you look at a woman, if she's not in the spirit to serve you and put you in the forefront of her mind, that bitch got demons.
Mm-hmm.
She don't want to do laundry, help, dishes, her role. She's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
You're useless. The Jake woman has now been equated to a concubine because all you're giving is sex, you know?
Yeah. And it reads,
And we go to heathen women for that.
right.
And Esau don't even got his heathen women no more because them bitches are all about being a feminist. She's walking down the street with a commuting book bag on and you know what I mean, in a drug-infested town. Like, what are you doing? She's probably left her husband, got kids, and now she's feeling liberated.
Yeah.
She's gonna go shoot dope with some black man or something.
Seriously.
Seriously, bro.
Oh, yeah.
These people are psychotic.
Yeah. I got a quick precept. Chris mentioned about people crying for the doctrine. It says this is Isaiah 24 and 11. I'll start at verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down.
So this is the city of confusion. She don't even know about the regional war going on in the Middle East.
Yep.
Confusion.
Yep.
You don't know that America's built its power off debt. Confusion.
Yep.
You've got the vehicle in the house because of a credit score. Confusion.
Yep.
Big bank take little bank. Confusion. This whole thing is confusion. Is that a man or a woman? Confusion. What are we? Confusion. That's what you got. Welcome to the future, too.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the future. They say if you eat a hot dog, you take 5 minutes off of your life. You drink a soda, you take 2 minutes off of your life. Confusion, bro.
Seriously. And it reads, it says,
Sugar in the brain, dementia.
Yeah.
Sugar in the tooth, cavity. Sugar in a baby's brain, ADHD.
yep.
Sugar in the blood, diabetes. It's nothing but confusion, man.
Yep.
The fuck?
And it says, every house is shut up.
So you want to play hard to get, you're confusion, man. So you're wicked too,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Look at
Good.
It says, every house is shut
Esau
up.
pulled up and drove right
By the
off.
heart right there. The wicked flee, no man pursue.
Yep. So what's that mean, the wicked flee when no man pursue it? That means when righteousness is being declared and someone say, I gotta go, that's a demon.
Yeah.
That's why your ass left, you know?
Mm-hmm. And it reads, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets.
Yeah, there's gonna be a crying for answers. Niggas are gonna turn down 2 Chainz and trying to turn up the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna want answers, and then you're gonna be resorted to some nigga that says knick knack paddywhack, give a dog a blown, right? You got overly deep demons out here that have no profitable knowledge that are making money off you people. America's just a big ass circus, man.
Mm-hmm. And it says, verse 11, all joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone.
Yeah, the only reason why people are still attending sporting events is because he psychologically roped you in with the aspect of doubling your money through betting.
Yeah.
FanDuel.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the order. And then he's sucked people out so much that after they give you a betting commercial, some niggas on there telling you have a gambling addiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seriously.
That's confusion.
Yeah, seriously. Yep. Let me see. Oh, keep going. Yep.
Don't drink and drive. Then why the bars have parking lots?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
create a system for them then.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like, People aren't putting two and two together that this own system is against you with a smile on its face.
That's right.
They sell you the problem, then they charge double for the solution.
Yeah. Yep. Isaiah 60 and verse 2, it says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth."
Yeah, which is public schooling, the ideology, the wine of Babylon. Hello.
Yep. And it says, "And gross darkness the people."
That's exactly a great example.
Yep,
And she also represented the old, withered, worn-out whore of Babylon.
Yep.
You know, wandering around up and down the world, seeing who will still be lusted after. Nations ain't lusting after Babylon no more. You know, the PM of Japan, if it wasn't AI, she said she's not coming back here. If it wasn't AI, that she was saying that they let her into the side door. You know, they didn't even greet her correctly, and that was an ally to Babylon. So you got nations like, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I'm good going to that whore anymore. You know?
That's right. And it reads, "But the Lord shall arise upon thee."
They're claiming that the U.S. is losing $10 million a day in war with Iran. You know?
That's a lot of money. And it says, "But the Lord shall arise upon thee."
And everyone doesn't accept prophecy as truth because it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
And I don't know. Of course you don't know, because you're a dumbass fool.
Yep.
You weren't set up to know. You're nothing. What Remy say before he shot Tyra?
Ain't nothing.
He said, you're nothing, man.
Let's see here.
What you looking for?
That precept when it says how basically how Jake's saying that's not going to happen, but then
Oh, the proverb is prolonged in
yeah,
Ezekiel?
yeah.
I'll get it if you want to. You got it.
Because that context going in about Jake, because you know Jake is rebellious, right? But you can apply it to to people today. You know, they say, "Oh, it's just another war. You know, it's just another disease." But Yahushua said that's going to happen. Wars and rumors of war, pestilence. You know, now you got another strain of bovid in Babylon right now.
Yep.
You know, what's that going on?
Chariot and his rider.
You know? So soon people gonna realize that what we've been saying, for decades, starting off with the elders and apostles, is gonna come to pass. Because soon people are gonna be, like your brother said earlier, there's gonna be, questions.
You want to get Ezekiel 12 and 21, brother?
But these questions that that people have
Start at 20.
It's gonna be too late. You see, because people can still, be in Babylon, they can still bet, they can still
Walk up and down.
Exactly.
Go into places.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
It's supposed to be as the days of Noah.
Business as usual.
It's supposed to be business as usual. It's Yahushua said as a thief.
right.
It's supposed to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they don't understand. You got it, brother? Let's start at 20. We'll read all that.
Oh yeah.
We can Ezekiel 12.
Yeah, 12.
We can go into 2nd Ezra 15,
Yep.
16. We could ride all the way down on all that.
Yep.
You got it, brother.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 20. And the cities that are inhabited shall be laid waste.
And that's gonna happen through what? The ultimate destruction.
Yep.
This feminists who talk shit about Babylon don't believe that other countries are prophesied to destroy this place that oppresses you, bitch. Exactly.
Right.
Shouldn't that be a feminist dream?
Yep.
Babylon being destroyed. That should be, Oh, and then all she had a problem with was her punk ass going to war.
Yep.
But what about equality?
Exactly.
First you wanted to be like men. Now you don't want to partake in when they're drafting men. See, brothers, don't ever fall victim to the snares and net of the deprived wisdom woman.
Yep.
You got to lead her. You got to tell her to be quiet, and she likes it too. She likes it. Shut up and just do this. Do what I said. And then you got to tell them, why did you not do what I said? And then they get more happy.
Yep.
Keep going. So all you simp ass niggas out here bending the knee, you gonna fucking bend the knee to a missile too.
Exactly.
Simp ass niggas. Women don't like simps. Hair bun niggas are gonna get drafted. Studs is gonna get drafted. All right?
Oh, yeah,
So
bro.
you better get ready. Read that.
Verse 20.
So enjoy equality now. Enjoy your equality. You got it?
And the cities that are inhabited shall be laid waste.
Yep.
Boom, that's right.
And the land shall be desolate.
Well, why? It says, woe to them that establish a city of bloodshed and iniquity. Now you got, I think the UN stating that they're ready to give reparations for Jake.
Yeah.
Man, that's a psyop, bro. They're trying to get Jake on their side because they're getting ready to go to war with Babylon, and they don't want big ass Judites with dreads dropping on them, man.
Yep.
You know? Keep going.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Oh, and guess what we found out? They said that they're demographically, there are more minorities in the military than Edomites. But all you see is Esau's ass marching up and down the street being patriotic though.
Yeah.
But you'll have niggas and spics all up in the military. The one comedian from Dave Chappelle, I'm rich, bitch.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
he was in the Navy, bro.
Oh, wow.
And then he said Esau will join the war because he wants to protect his country. Jake joins the war because he wants to get financially stable.
Yeah,
He said,
yep.
Vlad, do you think when war pops off, I'm gonna say, Vlad, I'm gonna save you?
Yeah.
He said no.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
They're here for a Hellcat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Keep reading.
Yep.
Verse 21. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying,
So you have a proverb. Nah, doubt, disbelief. I don't believe it. Skeptical, you know? Theories. No one having a sure ground. Always questioning, but don't accept answers when given. That's called cognitive dissonance. So the Lord is about to put a mirror in front of these people's faces. Keep going.
the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth.
Yeah, so they're like, this ain't gonna happen. Get ready for next Passover, y'all. Oh, we gotta get ready for marriage. That's a demon on you, bro.
Yeah.
When you have Israelites that are in this for the long haul spirit, that's a demon on you, man. We do this, we do that, but with the mindset of we're occupying till the Lord comes. We're waiting for the Lord to return ultimately. You got Jake down in Arizona, like they're just gonna thrive off that and chill till the dust settles.
Yeah.
Well, the dust is confusion, and that's why this shit is getting broken down now. And because it's of men, it's gonna come to naught. And there's about to be major scandals taking place in a lot of these 501c3 t-shirt fringe Israelite camps that the Lord ain't dealing with. There's about to be major scandals coming out, talking about we don't know what these three-letter camps talk about concerning Deuteronomy 22. If you have any Israelite that ever brings up Deuteronomy 22 and they don't read it on down fully, that's a demon.
Yep.
And he's adding to the word, man.
Yep.
And women like that anyways.
Yep. They'll admit it too.
They admit it. I've had women literally, what's your fantasy? Well, I want you to do this to me. Come on, man.
But that's in their nature.
That's in her nature. That's
Lord
in her.
program,
Yes.
The Lord programmed man and woman a certain way. You know, that's why the Lord had, look, come on, man. It's divine wisdom. But yet, being that we in the West, people are drunk off that wine of Babylon, but they look at us like we're evil. You see?
I got what they know as testosterone. She got what you know as estrogen, but we're supposed to be equal. It's literally one over the other. God damn. I wonder if we should go around the corner then.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's kind
Yeah.
of windy.
Go right around the corner. And that's another thing too, dealing with the elements, standing out here for unbelievers. There we go. Bear with us. Damn. Lord will, this is better. All right, just bear with us. We got to get everything situated, man. Bro, you got that? Here, I got it. If you want to read, I got it.
All right.
Let them keep hearing the word.
Okay.
Let help Kradzava.
All right. I got a quick one.
Yep, read it.
This is Isaiah 9 and verse 5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
Man, listen. You want to know what that confused noise is? That's blood, curdling agony. I remember we saw the video of the dude forging that like God of War knife.
Yeah.
Do you understand actually what real war is and what happens on that battlefield? See, Babylon, that proves it's a virgin Because if shit was really going down, these women wouldn't be acting like that.
They wouldn't be outside.
Exactly. Because when you go to another country that's war torn, them bitches ain't out there with they ass, the bottom ass cheek showing. Nah, they know exactly where to be. So watch when this deal goes down for here.
Oh, that's why it says in Zephaniah 2:15, the killer city. You know, because everybody here, especially the women, they're so fucking oblivious that they think that they can't be touched. You see? But like we were going into earlier with Ezekiel 12, you know, they always say, well, it's not going to happen today. You know, not in our lifetime, years from now. But no, the Lord is speeding up the days. You see? We're living in the appointed time of prophecy.
Bro, after 6 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah,
after 6 o'clock, it's 10. I said, yo, time is flying.
Bro,
so what are we holding?
Man. Ezekiel.
And what do you got?
I had
16?
Yeah, 2 16, Isaiah 9 and 5.
Then I'll quote it. Well, you got to finish Isaiah for the brother go back to that. But it says, for the elect's sake, the days are being shortened. You know?
Isaiah 9 and 5, and it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise.
In the ancient battles, it was with men. Okay? It was men. And then if somebody bring up, what's her name? That was at, he went to her tent and she spiked him. Remember, she wasn't out in war.
Yeah, yeah.
So the point is, the ancient world was in the right spirit with order.
Yeah, yep.
You know?
You're talking about the account when the king was running, and then he was
hid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then while he was asleep, she
Hit him with the spike. She wasn't at war.
Nah.
Women got bartered back in the day. I was watching the elders video. You know, you people don't really know what the role is pertaining to a man and a woman. And if you did, then that woman would immediately want to be under that man. Immediately.
Yep.
Because if not, her ass is open season to anything out here. And don't call me after you leaking.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
And
You
it
gonna bring your
says,
car- yeah.
it says, in garments rolled in blood.
Yeah, because you're fighting. You know, you got your tunic. You know what I mean? Then things happen. You know? And you're swinging sword formations. This is why Rome had such a leg up in the battlefield, because they were set up to dominate of the Iron Age. Because you still had the sticks, you know, the rocks, primitive. That's what gave Esau the edge, was the technology of his blessing. That's why he thinks he's unstoppable now, you know. But now the weak are saying they're strong. So now you have people that are with it. It's like that video. There's that like little Jake. He'll go in like Walmart and mess with people.
Yeah.
And this Edomite was like, "You better back the fuck up, or I'm gonna whoop your ass." And then he was like, he pulled the car. He said, "Oh yeah, I want this. I want." And Esau he froze, because what you're witnessing is Esau is proud and an intimidator until you test his mettle. Then he's like, "Oh shit, maybe we need peace."
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
Persia's like, "Nah, when you were talking about peace, you attacked us."
Yeah. Yeah, bro. That's Esau for you, though. He's the better horse.
Exactly.
You can't trust him.
Father lies.
Yeah, father of lies, bro. One day he said, I love you, but he's trying to stab you in the back, literally.
What you didn't hear is he said, "I love killing you."
Yeah.
You heard
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
He meant killing you.
In his head, he said, I love killing you.
Yeah.
Man. And it says, Isaiah 95, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
See, which is the missiles. So this is the end result of what you see going on right now in the so-called Middle East. This thing is ramping up. So if this continues, because even if they say peace and safety, sudden destruction.
Yeah.
So either way, the Lord's got things happening. Things are actually happening, man. And what is happening is affecting the world, okay? It's affecting the known world right now. Rolling power outages. Cuba out of power. You just had power go out in California, Sri Lanka, okay? All across the world. Who just declared? Someone just declared as what the hell is it called though? In a energy emergency.
Okay.
So they're talking about doing energy lockdowns. That's a global reset, bro.
Shit, yeah.
Well, we got to turn this off.
Energy lockdown, that's everything.
Now it's not true, but there's a circulating meme going around where they're claiming that New York proposed to shut off all the street lights after 11.
Oh,
it's
shit.
not true, because I fact checked it, but just the fact that someone would put that out there, that's the purge.
Wow.
And then the director over the power grid of New York City and New York State stated that with all this new technology, they foresee that they can't handle all this energy on the grid. This shit's about to happen, man. You know, and then things can happen while shit's still business as usual in Oregon.
Yeah, seriously. That's why Yahushua say, you know, these things shall come to pass, but the end is not yet. You know.
Yep, that's why we need this reset. Then you got the pestilence, the Spanish flu happened in World War I.
Yep.
So you're looking for a great reset, but it's a buildup. It's got to keep building. Right now, it's got to keep building. So the other day, I was watching Civil War again, and the opening scene was people trying to fight the police to get water. And I asked ChatGPT why in the opening scene was the police controlling water. They said because basically the system went down. So when the systems goes down, they need to provide people with the ability to control the scarcity so that people can get it evenly. That's what FEMA is.
Yeah.
We'll take everything so everybody can get fed. You see?
Yeah.
Back in Ezekiel now, but somebody will say that's not going to happen. But
Yeah,
that's why read Ezekiel again. This is exactly why they're saying that, because they're set up to doubt, scoffers in the last days. You know, you got it, brother.
Yes. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, verse 23. Tell them, therefore, thus said the Lord, power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to now make fun of us for being out in the street when no one else is around. You're carnal. That's your problem. What about the heavens? What about the angels around us? What about Yahweh Shemel Shai's, whose eyes are in every place, beholding the evil and the good? I'd rather the Lord see us as some funky ass nigga with demons on him.
Oh yeah.
The fuck? That's the problem with you people, man. Read that again, please.
Verse 23. Tell them, therefore, thus said the Lord,
Yeah,
power.
we're gonna tell your ass. We're gonna tell you Jake's on Facebook. We're gonna tell you on social media. We're gonna tell you on the comment board. You're getting ready to have to deal with something, man. And you ain't gonna be able to right-click your way out of this one. You know? Keep going. You ain't gonna be able to doubt it. You're not gonna be able to debate it. You're not gonna have a timeout. Like the nigga you get ready to fight and you punch him. I thought we were gonna count down. No, it don't work like that here, man.
Right.
It don't work like that. That's why you reap what you sow. You know? At any minute, something could happen somewhere. That's the time we're in. Even the Maccabees said at a beck, the Lord could throw things down. Boom, this, you know? Keep going, brother.
Thus saith the Lord, power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
Yep.
But say unto them, days are at hand, and the effect of every vision, for there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel.
We're gonna start a booster club, send money so we can get jets. The fact that Jake accepts how IUIC pushes what they claim to be the truth and prophecy shows all you got is just filled up retired black Christians that reinvented themselves with fringes on.
Yep.
Can you get 1 Peter 4:7 now? That's the problem that's taking place. And if you have a problem that we're exposing the slack wickedness of Jake, you're not in the spirit. That's why the Lord rose up Haggai, right? Because remember, to rebuild the temple,
Yeah.
they had to raise him up. I think it was Haggai, because Jake started chilling, you know? That's why Yahweh Shai said, pray for more laborers.
Got you. 1 Peter 4:7. But the end of all things is at hand.
Yeah, the end of Edom is at hand. The end of heathens ruling is at hand. The ending of the hammer of the earth is at hand.
Yep.
You know, Terry, wait for it.
Yep.
I'm sitting clicking through YouTube, and there's nothing but rumors of war and the sound of battle in the land.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you don't know about that? You sure about that? You don't know about that? That's you see these Americans, they don't know shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. They don't want to know.
And they don't want to know.
They don't want their bubble of
Delusion.
Yeah, of delusion to be popped.
Yep.
They don't want truth to be heard, bro.
Well, guess what? Since the virgin, that hymen got to get popped.
Oh yeah, got you.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
So the missiles are going to have sex with this place.
That's right.
And sex means the cut.
That's right.
So the flying swords is about to get the cutting, man.
That's right.
You know? And that's Esau's blessing. So live by it, die by it. It's beautiful to see what's happening. And right now, you have a major psychological war going on through AI with Persia or people claiming it's Persia sending out AI videos against Babylon. Yeah. That's modern day propaganda and psychological warfare and rumors that take place before the escalation of war.
Yeah.
So we're here. You just need to understand the geopolitical aspect of actions that nations take when it comes to fighting.
Yeah. Yep. And it says, 1 Peter 4:7.
They're gonna bring women into the draft? Selfish ass bitch.
What does that mean?
Right?
What a
What does
selfish.
that mean?
What a
Right?
selfish. You ain't even for your country.
Yeah.
You know?
What does that mean? Come on.
She only concerned about saving her own fucking neck.
Literally.
And it says, be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer.
So what does that mean, be sober, brothers? Meaning we have to constantly examine ourselves, really in our leisure. You know, it's like, you know, you have downtime, like, but for me, sometimes I'm like, I don't even want downtime because the spirit's willing, but the flesh is weak. You know, so we're like, we want to serve the Lord, but you should constantly have that mental thought process. If you just chilling spiritually, your hands in your belt line, you know what I mean?
Right.
Kids is running by, you got the bottle, you junior, you know what I mean? You drunk. Not even carnally, mentally, you know?
Yeah.
You have to constantly be on guard. A female asked me, so what would it take to let your guard down? You know what I say? I never let my guard down. You know? Because why? That's how Satan creeps in. The nigga's sleeping. They tip in. No, you shouldn't want watchmen. Ezekiel 3:17, please, brother. We supposed to be watching. Lil Wayne said the block is hot. You know? So if the block's hot, we need to watch. We should be watching, see what's going on. What's the price level of oil today per barrel? Oh, ICE is back on the scene. Portland, ICE facilities are getting overtaken. Egyptian versus Egyptian is heightening. And what's the price of oil per ounce now? You gotta keep up with what he's been putting down. You gotta pick it back up because he's trying to keep you in a constant rat race, forgetting all the shit he's been showing you.
Yep.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
I made you. Like what we say, let's go do what we were made to do. So the Lord made us watch. Remember Bird Box? He opened our eyes up. Is it Bird Box?
Yeah, Bird Box.
You know? So our eyes are open. So now we have to look. You should want to know what's going on. You should want to know what's happening in the world, because if not, you're an average Babylonian. I'm going to keep using it. The woman walked by and said, do you know what's going on in the regional war with America, Israel, and Iran? No, I'm not up to date. See? But what people aren't up to date to, it's getting ready to affect them. That's what they don't get. You know?
Exactly, right.
Ain't good.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Right, son of man. See? The Israelite man. Okay? Now, if you're a female, you see something, you give that to your man. You know? But then you got Jake women. I know what's up with that too. You got Jake women that remain single, know they're Israelites, and now all they push is some Sister Sarah shit. No, you're using the excuse of dedicating your teachings to women to put yourself back out there to be rebellious, man.
Yeah.
And the Lord's gonna knock off your fucking head wrap.
That's being self-willed.
Yes.
All they want to do is debate.
Yeah. Or all they want to do is everything but what the Lord told them to do. Keep going. And rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. Keep going.
Therefore, verse 17, therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
So we're supposed to warn you. We're supposed to tell you what's going on. We're supposed to correct you. We're supposed to guide you all through the inspiration, which is what? Being a shepherd. No, I don't do that. No, don't think like that. No, this means that. You know, like I watched a video of a man with his woman, and they were doing some folly shit, which, brothers, be careful too with the weaker vessel, and always her wanting to do some folly shit. You got to keep her in check. You know what I'm saying too? That because you're the head. You're the head. So anyways, I'm watching it, and it was an Edomite couple, and it was his woman recording. She's antagonizing another Edomite because they was doing some like skit in front of his house, and he's yelling at her saying, "Get in the car!" And then she kept recording, and as he's correcting her, this bitch is saying, "You don't need to yell at me like that. That's a liability."
Yeah, bro.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, dead right there.
It's right on the
Done.
spot.
Done.
Criminal liability in general.
Yes. And once they accept that, now we can move forward because we addressed the problem, that we could come up with a solution so we can keep going this way. But now I'm wasting time talking about this, that all you had to say is, okay, I get it. So we could have been over there by now.
Yep.
We could already been over there.
That's happened in the movie Bushwick with
Boom.
Batista. She didn't listen.
But first he saved her from getting raped.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
no. First her fucking man bun man died.
Yep,
Let's get that out the way.
yep.
And then after that, two fucking
Stragglers.
was about to overpower her.
Yeah.
And then John Cena's intro music came on and Batista popped out. He handled them real quick,
Yep.
you know? And then she got humbled under him. And then because then pride set back in. So he went to go grab her to save her again, and some fucking little person shot him in the bathroom
She didn't want to listen.
because she didn't want to
She
listen.
ran off. You know, after he gave her the gun, she got spirit hopped on her. She got a gun now.
Being the head, you gotta understand, brothers, being the head means you and the spirit are headed in the right direction. That's what being a head is. Also being a sacrifice, because what you're being a head or a leader to can't be what you're a head over if they don't want to be led by you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep going, and Eve can go to the bayou. Keep going.
Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
I'm trying to tell you, if you do that, this is what's gonna happen, Jake. If you take the mark of the beast, nah, brother, listen, you gotta understand. The mark of the beast is buying on Saturday, right?
That's
Jake
right.
is really not here. A lot of our people are so through that they think they're just cooler than you.
Strong delusion.
A very strong delusion is over majority of our people. Okay, arrested development. Majority of our people are still children in adult bodies. All right, that's why you'll have grown ass men still showing their behind, colorful boxers on. It's like, nigga, you spiritually still are sleeping in a car bed. Remember the car beds?
Hell yeah.
I always wanted one. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Apostle Paul said, you got to put away childish things, man. You know? So our people are rising up to play. And what did the Lord do? He smit our people while they had chicken in their mouth.
Yeah. Yep. You got it, bro. I got a quick one, though. 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 11. It says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion
That's scary.
that they should believe a lie.
And I mean, that's why Jake be believing Esau. That's why Jacob will know Esau did this to them. Jacob be Nigerian and know what the British did, but then they'll still accept an old white Edomite Christian couple.
Yeah. Yep.
You gotta go all the way in, baby. You gotta have a perfect hatred to wickedness, like it says in Psalms. Don't I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee?
Yep.
How in the F could you want to stay in a society that completely disregards and is at war against your God and your Savior, man?
Seriously.
Why would you still want to stay here? You know?
That's right. My bad.
What you looking?
My bad. Got
What were you reading, brother?
Ezekiel 3 and 18.
Did we finish it? Read. What's it going to?
Got it.
It's all windy.
Yeah.
Now shall give them the wicked warning.
Oh yeah. Keep reading.
Oh
that.
yeah. Ezekiel 3. My bad.
Yep. Keep going.
Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
Don't we say that? But then when we say that, what they say? Y'all don't love black women. Y'all are mean. Y'all foul. Right?
Thou shalt surely die.
But Esau tells you, drink all night, drink. And then that anthem, and now every Jake's just playing it, but that's fine. Him telling you commit adultery is fine. Him telling you be morbidly obese is fine.
Yep.
They just took OJ the Juice Man to the hospital for diabetes complications.
Oh shit.
That's a self-induced disease, bro.
Yeah.
But that was fine. Him living like that. But us telling you, hey, don't do that. Hey, you should be like this. That's called a demon on you.
Yeah.
We just identified a demon on you that you don't want to get rid of.
Now, seriously, like, if I'm telling you something that will benefit you, and you get mad at me, that's a you problem.
Yeah, because like I don't live with you. I'm going this way after this conversation.
Right.
So it's like me, and really, I'm getting the blood off my hands.
Yep.
At the end of the day. Keep going.
And thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked.
Right. So if you're not warning Jacob about the mark of the beast, that's blood on your hands. Wi-Fi, blood on your hands. IUIC, ISUBK, blood on your hands. Those three major camps tell you something completely different or say nothing at all pertaining to the mark of the beast. And what about the hour of temptation?
Right.
What does that mean? Because I know if I was there, that's how I would feel. They'll carry me out, fringes getting caught.
Yeah.
What's the fucking mark though?
Yep.
Nah, big ass niggas, big Judah, pushing me, you know what I mean? Oh, they all got this security, you know? Just a bunch of big, dumb blockhead niggas that have a gang mentality for organization that is upkept because of tax-free 501c3 that even the Romans was also doing in the ancient Roman Empire.
Yep.
They would allow certain Israelites to have tax-free benefits too. And we can fact check it if you don't believe us. Keep going.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways.
Yeah, it's wicked, bro.
To save his life.
Yeah.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood I will require at thine hand.
So we'll be wicked if we don't, if we don't warn.
Yep.
We'll be wrong if we hide our light under a bush.
Yep.
You see?
And it'll be respect of person.
There you go. Because what kind of men will we be? We get in this divine wisdom, got everything, but we're not letting Jake know. That's stupid. So you got these leaders out here, these false, these so-called prophets out here, right? False prophets. They got everything, all the wisdom, but yet you're not warning your congregation. That's off.
Traveling, going everywhere. Bro, the sound of battles in the land.
That's crazy.
It's a different time we're in. We're in a completely, this could possibly be the last Passover in this captivity.
Yeah.
Remember, that's how we got freed out of Egypt, was after the Passover.
Yeah.
That's how we got freed.
Yes.
You know? Remember, because it said this will be a new moon under you.
Yep.
You know, a new month. You know, so everything got established for us as a nation, and that was solidified through the Passover, the eating, the blood over the doorpost, and then the killing of the firstborn.
Yeah.
Ain't Esau the firstborn?
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
The first shall be last shall be first. I got a quick one.
Which is going into us.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
I know what you mean. Just like we're saying in the spirit about Esau being the firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Equating that to today. Not saying that the Lord is going to take out the firstborn again.
Right.
We got to qualify our statements.
Mm-hmm. This is Ezekiel 34:1.
Oh, that's the spirit.
I was
just going to ask for that.
And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel.
Yeah, you know who's really lost? ISUPK, Camp Desariak, and all the men under him. Did you see that he did an interview with that demon, the Unk dude?
Oh,
the voodoo eyes?
Yeah.
Did you know he did an interview with him?
Yeah, I
I
seen
didn't
that.
see the interview, but I know you're talking about.
He did an interview
Yeah, I
with
didn't
him.
watch it, but I know you're talking about.
And then, not only did he did an interview, you had men in the comments sticking up for him for doing that. And
crazy.
in my mind, I said, what the fuck does this even mean? How is this conducive? Like, imagine you're in construction. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
like, we're building, you know what I'm saying? This nigga's shining, he's cleaning nails.
Right.
We don't need you to do that.
Why you over there with the electricians?
Right.
You make this fence, bro.
Nigga, pick up.
What are you doing?
You carrying, because they call it like when you're walking in construction, if you're going somewhere, you shouldn't be empty-handed.
Right.
Because you always something's gotta be,
Something with you.
take,
I do that no matter what I do.
exactly.
If I'm in the house and I just bring something, so I'm taking it with me.
take it
My
with you.
cash with me.
Yeah.
You know,
So what are you doing? How are you going on interviews with bugged out 2/3 that have solely been propped up because folly's been set at great dignity, and now you're sitting with this at this table of darkness?
Oh, that's
what,
weird.
what is that bringing?
Yeah.
What did I learn? How did that help me? How did that help me remain in the spirit so I don't fucking go over the edge while I'm in captivity?
Seriously.
You don't care about the sheep.
Seriously.
The sheep should be offended. And the Lord's gonna turn a spirit up on these Israelites in these other camps, man.
Seriously. Real quick, I'm still holding Ezekiel though, but you had mentioned it. 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Yeah, and no, you got it.
Why are you sitting down with the fucking voodoo priest? You know, like why are you standing with guys like Whack 100? You know, guys like
God Logic.
God Logic. You know, these are well-known non-believers. You see?
But then, like the elders mentioned, but then you'll call the elders assholes. And they'll like elders refer to the elders as niggas. Like,
crazy,
what's crazy is how Jake will throw all that reverence out the window for the truth, but then now it's triple OG, double OG, feet like this for some 2/3 in the fucking world, man. That's why when this judgment goes down, Proverbs 3, you can't be drunk. That's why you got to be sober. Like, oh, that's the Lord. We're in a time where we have to recognize when the Spirit's speaking.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, that's the Lord speaking right now. I gotta take heed.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously.
Somebody will say something that I was praying about, and then it'll come. I'm like, oh, that's the Lord. You know?
And it reads, it says, for what fellowship hath righteousness, and that's right, exactly, what fellowship? Because the scriptures say, be ye like-minded.
Yep.
Why are you gonna be around people that are not like-minded, such as you? You see? And it says
that's like they're a personal trainer, and all he's showing you is him sitting down talking with his cousin who just came home. But I'm watching your videos so I can lose his fucking belly fat.
right.
So now I don't need
Right.
I don't need to watch you. You're not a prophet. You're an internet personality now. You're a podcaster. You know.
And it says, for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness?
And then in the video, he was so-called conjuring up demons.
Oh my gosh.
And then Captain Zariak didn't rebuke him in the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai.
See, bro, that's scary. That's scary, man.
That's a reprobate.
Yeah,
That's a complete reprobate. And shame on any of you sheep that want to be entertained by that. Because I've seen Jakes that are on our comment boards that be on these demons comment boards. So keep fucking playing with fire, bro. Keep playing. Like you're straight, like you're good, you know?
Yeah, that's scary, bro. And it says, and what communion hath light with darkness?
What are we doing here? You know when light and darkness meet, you know what they call that? The twilight zone. And shit gets eerie in the twilight zone.
Yeah.
You know, so when this judgment starts heating up, because see, we go through things, you know, we have to deal with things, then the Lord, you know, lifts up the pressure. So we're being battle tested. So what's going to happen to the Israelites that have allowed to been basically just walking up and down, marrying, drinking, shaloming, you know, Wi-Fi-ing, Instagramming, liking, subscribing? What's going to happen when that heat touch their ass, man?
See?
What's going to happen? Okay, if you can't handle horseradish root because it's too bitter, then how you going to handle the bitterness that the Lord's about to bring to this new Egypt, man?
That's right. See? And that goes back to leadership. You see,
Exactly.
because why? It says, what did Yahweh Shai say? Ye shall know a man by his fruits.
Yep.
So if the congregation under these other groups are acting oblivious, not being behooved by the words that's going on, in the scriptures, then what does that mean for the so-called leaders?
Bro,
the
other day I stumbled upon TikTok and somehow Alazar's page clicked up. Do you know that this N-word is on TikTok defending 50 Cent against P. Diddy?
Oh man, he's through. That's a reprobate, bro.
Woo!
So he's the new Hassan Campbell?
Yes. Yes, bro.
Man.
You know how scary that is?
Man. Back in Ezekiel 34 and verse 2, it says, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. So there's a reason why the Lord said prophesy against them. All right, because you're acting like a fucking Edomite.
So So you're telling me in front of the congregation that we're commanded to rebuke Bishop Nathaniel?
Yes.
Wow.
If somebody was going off, then you don't tell him, then you're not being a brother.
Yep.
It says open rebuke is better than secret love.
Yep.
So it don't matter how the message may sound. Worry about the message.
Yep.
don't hurt the messenger. I'm commanded to tell you that you're going off. But you mad at me that I'm telling you that you're going off? You got a demon on you. See?
Proverbs 15. It says a man that hateth reproof.
What was that? 15. 8. Okay. Yep.
Let me see real quick. Read that again, brother.
Yep. Ezekiel 34:2. Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel.
You could start there, but it's a little further down.
Is it like 16, 15, and 16?
I could tell you.
Okay.
It's 10.
10. Okay.
So if he starts at 8, you could read it down because we could jump on Esau's ass too real quick. Because we got to get on Jake and Esau, you know? Because Eve's gonna promote the seed, bro. She ain't your woman, man. She's for Babylon. That's why you gotta be careful in general. But shit, at least you dealing with, at least let her have some kind of spiritual backbone against this place. Shit, have something. Do you like all white people?
Right,
like what the fuck? I gotta jump through hoops. But this fucking blue-eyed, recessive, thin-haired, golden retriever dog nigga can get a pass no matter what.
Right, bro.
It's like people have this spirit to have mercy on their weak ass, but because I'm strong, carry myself as a man, it's like, nah, nigga, hold the world too. Like, it's crazy. Justifying the wicked is an abomination to the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
So you justifying the wicked, you're an abomination. So keep sucking on your crab legs.
This is Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 10.
My bad. Bro, do you know shrimp causes inflammation and stiffness in your body?
Oh, shit.
So you be having Jake like, I'm just, nigga, put this, that's why the Lord told us not to eat it.
Yeah, bro.
He told you not to eat it for a reason. The meat that you're allowed to eat, it's herbivores. The meat we're not allowed to eat is because they're carnivores.
Right.
So those animals, they have high level traces of mercury in their diet and other things that ain't good for us. You know, it's like you eating a trash bag. It's not gonna be healthy for you. It's not doing nothing for your body. So when you're eating something that has a clean diet, then now you get to absorb what it's been eating too.
Like a chicken.
Well, supposedly
nowadays.
So, but
originally, because like you said, they're herbivores.
Right.
They eat grass.
Exactly.
You know,
like a deer.
Right.
So they're eating clean food. So then now when that's why it says grass fed.
Right.
Damn it.
Right.
That shit don't. Imagine they did someone should do an AI recreation of They Live, but do it like with a Levitical law. IUIC do that for us.
Right.
And then he takes it off, and the ingredients for the pork is like high level fat, parasites, brain disease.
Right.
And then he takes it off again, diabetes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
seriously.
That's what you should be. That's how you're supposed to be looking at this stuff.
Seriously.
You got it, brother.
This is book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 10. Correction is grievous unto him.
What member start up, brother?
Verse
so
8.
we can spiritually punch on Esau a little bit too. Start at 8. The initial precept you quoted. Just that this is us getting the meat off the bone. Because a famine of hearing the word is coming. So we trying to eat as much as we can. Like in the Passover. Eat and go.
Yep.
You had to eat and go.
Yeah.
So you Jake's in a bugged out delusion. You wasn't taking pictures.
Right.
Jake wasn't drawing you eating lamb. Like we gotta put this on the wall later. It was serious. You know, you putting blood over your doorpost, and you gotta think them. They're probably looking like, what the hell are they doing?
Right.
What are they doing, putting blood? So the Lord is having us get ready in front of the enemy, and they don't know what we're getting ready for is gonna also affect them.
Seriously. And what it is too, Slocky, bro, I'm sorry. And what it is too is that a lot of Jakes, they don't understand the severity of coming to this truth.
Yes.
Like it's literally life or death.
Yes.
You know, like now, of course, when you first come in, it's sweet. You find out, the true names of the Lord, the tribe you from,
right,
through the Spirit. But after that, it's like, oh shit, like this is getting serious.
You'll feel it get serious.
Yeah.
When the Lord chastises you.
This is not no joke.
When you start going through things, and then you got to deal with it, and then now we need to know who you are, and now you're showing the Lord. You know?
Yeah, bro.
You got to cry this out, Bob.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 8. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord.
King Antiochus IV specifically sacrificed swine on our altar. So they do wicked sacrifices.
Yep.
Children, adultery, bestiality, Okay, they're into all types of weird shit that you be like, I didn't even know. You got fucking witches on Etsy selling rusty nails for rituals.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that
Yep.
was a thing.
Yep.
So Shalak Mashapayim on these witches.
Yes.
These poor weird witches. Bitch, don't worry about my sign. You see the signs in the heavens?
Right.
You know? Keep going.
That's good, right?
But the
Yeah.
prayer of the upright is his delight.
So we're praying. So that's a delight to the Lord. We're praying, and you hear what we're praying for.
Yep.
You know, we're praying for things pertaining to the continuance of the truth and walking in it. That's what we're praying for. Okay, keep going. I'm so glad he kept going. Jake leave, please. Yeah, with the boom box. Like, bro, that was school days. Like, come on.
School days, right?
Nigga, get some Beat headphones.
Yeah, we had, bro.
Welcome to the future.
Give the times, bro.
You ever heard of
Sped up like
wireless?
like-
Jeez.
Verse 9, the way of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord.
Yep.
But he loveth him that followeth after righteousness.
Yep. So the Lord loves you by enduring temptation to follow after righteousness. So you'll have to deal with things, and then you will mature as an Israelite man when you actually have to identify that they're being wicked, and you have to tell yourself, I have to walk away from this.
Yeah.
I can't stay around this. You know? You have a woman try to rope you in her love triangle. The fuck
yeah.
away from me, man.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Keep going. Or some kind of like, some shit, you know, like, yo, bro, can you do? No, man.
Hell no.
No.
When the Jake whispers and says, yo, bro, no. Yo, bro, no, I'm good, man.
Then the nigga, he comes out the house like Alina's cousin. You're like, nah, don't give him a ride.
Nah, I'm good.
Don't give him a ride. If he comes out like that, just go. And you don't have to explain nothing to him. You don't, that one thing I noticed, it's like the sincerity of us, it's like we always are going the extra mile on a respectable level for people we don't have to.
Yeah.
Nigga, I don't have to tell you why I didn't answer the phone.
Seriously.
I don't have to tell you why I don't want to do this.
Seriously.
Get the fuck out my face. You gotta spiritually, you gotta walk in that mode with people, because truly with the humans, they take that kindness as a weakness.
Yep. Because they'll do it to you.
Yep.
They'll be rude to you. They won't explain shit to you.
And be a hypocrite.
Yes, yeah, yep. Yeah, man. We ain't gotta explain nothing to these people.
Yep.
We don't owe these people nothing.
This coworker asked me if I was coming into work on my day off. I'm cool with him, but I told him on the phone, I said, it's not your job, or nor do you get paid to know if I'm coming in or not.
Exactly.
Whether we cool, that's
Yeah.
how I'm cool with people.
Yeah.
And they respect that.
Yeah.
Because we're men at the end of the day. You don't worry about it. I still
Yeah.
went in, but don't worry about what I'm going in.
You don't ask me if I got home all right.
Yeah, you don't ask if I got food in my
ask
fridge.
Me, don't ask me. Come on. Don't ask me. Come on, man. These people.
Exactly.
Man.
Keep going, brother.
Verse 10, correction is grievous unto him.
There it
that
is.
forsaketh the way.
So when you get corrected, that's when you see where you're at too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You gotta if you wrong, you wrong. You know what I mean? I did some shit at work. I gotta get sat down. You gotta deal with it. You know what I mean? We're men. See, it's a different walk for men because we get held accountable. The closest a woman gets to accountability is a job field.
Yeah.
I'm an accountant.
Yeah.
But you don't take accountability, they'll do you.
Ain't that funny?
Read that again, brother.
Verse 10, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way.
Yeah, so you want to die then. All that hate me, love death. You want to
Yep.
die then.
Yep.
You want to die, don't you? Well, that's what's going to happen.
Ooh, that's scary.
Because you're not taking, and when you fall into the hands of the Lord, hey, the Lord will have you not thinking. You're not even like looking.
Yeah, bro.
You know, you're not. The Lord got you completely off.
Isolated.
You're not on point.
Yeah.
And then bam, and you got to deal with it too if you survive.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Ooh, that's scary.
Hell
bro.
yeah, scary.
That's scary. Because like we're bound to this place. Like,
Yes.
like people don't realize like we've been created. We're in a planet and it like floating, like in space. You know, like unless the Lord ordains you to live, or bro, like it's scary, man. Like that's why it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shema Shai.
Yep.
Oh, right. Look, you see, you know, that's why you gotta fear the Lord. the scriptures say the first step of being accepted by the Lord is to fear Him.
Yes.
Because you know what comes with that fear is reverence,
Yep.
which means respect.
Yep.
So that gives you more of an inkling to be more in the spirit. Of course, to the best of your ability, and and want to be righteous.
Be humble.
You be humble.
You be humble.
Yep.
Because you
Yeah.
don't want to be proud.
Yep.
Because the Lord will judge you for that.
Man.
So that's a beautiful thing,
Scary.
carrying yourself in a humble manner, because, hey, you got people that have tried to, take themselves out and they didn't do the job.
Ooh.
This woman in Spain, this was judgment. This woman in Spain, she had got gang raped.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro. So they did some foul stuff to her, and then she tried to jump off a building and survived, and then was
Ooh.
left paralyzed from the chest down, and then she just finally got legally euthanized. So she
Oh,
had to go
shit.
years with that, bro.
Damn.
I was watching one when I was younger on Cops. This dude, he tried to kill himself by drinking gasoline,
Oh.
and it melted his esophagus.
Oh.
But he lived.
Yep.
So they had to take his intestine
Ah.
Ooh.
and pull it up to his throat, and he eats like he has to push the food down like this.
Oh my God,
Bro.
See?
Yeah, bro. See, that's why. Listen, man. That's why the fear the Lord.
Good.
Be humble. Be charitable. Have
Yeah.
faith.
I'm good.
Don't do too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, bro.
'Cause we still don't know the severity.
Who put the spirit on him to do that?
Right. So it's like even with us, we're still being introduced back to our power and our Savior. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like and then when you start thinking about that, your spirit reverts to, I'm glad we're under grace.
Right.
I'm glad we got Yahweh Shai. That's what these other you Israelites out there in the world, in the ether, you do not reverence Yahweh Shai, and you don't understand that's your lifeline.
Yeah.
No, praise to the Most High.
Yeah.
You can't praise the Most High without going through His Son. That's like you can't cook food without the flame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you look at these guys out here, bro, when you look at these camps, they don't reverence Yahweh Shai. You know?
Would you finish your precept, bro? In Ezekiel? I got a couple.
Was that? It's all good. You got it.
Okay.
Real quick, I still got Ezekiel 34, but we talking about pride, right?
Yep.
This is 2nd Judges 8 and verse 50. Like earlier, well, old girl talking about just women, real quick, 2nd Judges 8 and verse 50.
And women come from men,
right.
even heathen women.
Yeah.
You know, right? Like
Yeah.
y'all come from men.
Yeah.
Bitch, you an Edomite because a male Edomite popped a woman and had you.
Yeah. Well, who was made first? The man was made first, then the woman, right? Back in
Well, man and woman.
Well,
if you get
right.
technical,
right.
on the fourth or fifth day,
You're right,
it was
yeah.
it was man and women. But it was established who the head
Right.
who the head was.
The 2nd Judges 8 and 50, for many great miseries.
Because let me also qualify that. So when you go into it, it says, "Let us make man and woman in our image."
Yeah.
So man and woman was created, and then the Lord established the order by giving Adam a woman amongst his people, if you will.
Right.
So then it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be with this woman. Then we're gonna procreate.
Right.
See?
Right.
You got it.
2nd Judges 8 and 50, which that makes sense.
Right. Yep.
It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, meaning what the end days, which
Yeah.
is right now, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride.
Great pride. Very proud.
Damn.
I was doing a lesson the other day at break at work, and I was doing a lesson titled Proud Lumps of Clay. And don't you know, in the midst of the lesson, this Edomite tried to hit me with his work truck.
Oh, my gosh,
I'm
bro.
doing the wasn't, I'm just walking. I'm out the way though. I'm not like, I would tell you if I was in the wrong. I'm in the back, like behind buildings where traffic doesn't go. So he must have had a delivery to drop off, but I'm walking doing a lesson, and if I didn't look, this nigga, like I got
That's
hot,
crazy.
bro. But the Spirit said, you finish the lesson, go get your food, and go back to work. Cause what Charlie Murphy say when he was doing the testimony about Rick James? He said,
Oh, yeah.
the nigga in me wanted to stop him out. Not that we saying we're niggas, but there was a side of me that wanted to do something. Cause this guy almost hit me with his truck. Cause he's a proud demon. but it was an example exactly like what we're saying. So I put a curse on him and kept it moving, man. You know?
Real quickly, Matthew 18 and verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me,
Yep.
it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck,
Yep.
and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Yep.
Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to them that man by whom the offense cometh.
Yep.
That's point right there.
Yep.
You know, going in about how you were saying, you know, like because he could have beat the horn, but using that as an example of how, you know, the people that offend
Right.
the men of the Lord, guess what? It's greater judgment coming for you.
Yep.
Because that for that reason, you know, that could have been why you know that person was born just to offend a man of the Lord, not you judged. You see?
Yep.
That's all I wanted to say.
Beautiful. Now
But,
what are we holding?
I was holding 2 Ezra 16.
Okay.
And Ezekiel 34.
All right, let's get off of Ezekiel 34 because we touched that. I would say go into maybe 15.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? If you do 16, that will be good because it mentions Asia, which is
Yep.
going into the geopolitical aspect of war right now.
Perfect.
Let's go into that real quick.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
Right, whoa, Babylon. Oh, Asia. Shit, that's the so-called Middle East.
Yeah, that's the
You
whole,
know?
the whole continent.
That's all right there. That's that region.
Yep.
That's that hotbed that's going on right now.
Mhm.
You know? And
Well,
you got people, Americans fleeing to like different countries now, Mexico and shit.
Yeah.
They're trying
Yep.
to get away from the issues that they got going on right here.
Mhm.
So things are happening. Edomite Americans are about to start being targeted
Mhm.
in other countries, like the movie No Escape.
Oh yeah.
Right? What was
That's
that? No
good.
Escape
Yeah,
with
No Escape.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen Wilson
with the nose.
fucked up nose.
He was an Edomite businessman that basically was sent to another country to establish the resources of that village's water, and they basically reverted the water from this village so that Esau could get it for like a power plant or something. So the people started rioting. Oh, yesterday was 8 to 9 million people partook in a No Kings protest,
yeah.
which is 2 Ezra 9, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So Esau was in another country thinking he could be there with his white wife and family
Yeah.
and living good. And those villagers whooped him and they spread his woman ass across the table. And if it wasn't for 007, they would have took her, man.
Oh yeah.
So, hey, Esau in other countries ain't gonna be the smartest thing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got dumb liberal Edomite women shaking ass and cannibalize villages in Africa. Those bitches ain't coming back, man. That's why you gotta leave these people alone. You know? You can only lead them so much to where to let their ass be led into destruction. You know?
I don't know if that notification is gonna meet it. That's why I like to flick it up.
This?
Yeah.
Alright.
'Cause I don't know if it make the sound go off. 2 Ezra
Probably just
16.
turn them off for
Yeah.
camp.
2 Ezra 16 and verse 1, it says, Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children. Right, and when somebody does that, you know, that's a symbolization of mourning. You see? And it says, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
So
right?
destruction's at hand.
Yeah,
That's a very heavy thing.
yeah, literally.
That's good.
That's good? Okay. It says, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Yep.
And it says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is
Oh,
sent.
the brother said, 1 Timothy 2 and 13, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. Right, Adam being the head.
Yeah.
But when you go into the 5th day, let me read it real quick. This is Genesis 1 and 26. It says, and the power said, let us make man in our image, which let it be done on earth as it is in heaven, after our likeness, and let them be and have dominion over fish of the sea, and over the fowl of air, and over cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So the powers created man in his own image, in the image of the Most High created he him, male and female created he them. So so the male and female, the creation of male and female happened on, I believe, the 5th day, but the order of what you know as Adam being the head was formed first.
Right.
Like, I'll raise up the tents of Judah first.
Right.
So it was establishing the order of Adam, then Eve. Because Eve was set up as what? A helpmeet. So when woman was created, then her ass was given a role under the man. And that first man being Adam, Adam having the breath of life being Adam being Yahweh Shai. You know?
That's right. That's right.
You got it.
And it reads, verse 2nd Ezra 16 and 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Yeah, so when those missiles get shot, the closest thing they can do is try to intercept them. And now what Persia's doing is exhausting the resources of the military in that regional area so that they can have the upper hand when it comes to who's shooting and what arrows. You know?
That's right. And it reads...
And then in 2002, an Edomite military general hosted a simulation of the U.S. going to war in Iran, and he strategically defeated the U.S. with Iran.
Oh, wow.
So they already been planning this.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
They already been planning it. And now they're in talk of sending troops on the ground to Iran.
Yep.
And Persia said, we're going to fight back. We're going to get to swinging, man.
Right.
So they about to get drafted. You G.I. Joes are about to get, and G.I. Gals are about to get drafted and not come back. Okay? So you can do all those twerking and the camouflage all you want to. Twerk a fucking bullet, bro.
Right.
Twerk around that.
Yeah.
Kiss your Hellcat goodbye.
Yeah. Cause soon, like being in this fantasy land, Jake about to get woken up soon. You know.
Yeah.
Reality's about to set in soon.
Which is going to be why Jake also be a lion amongst the Gentiles. So Jake's going to start walling. You know, everybody's about to start raging because what's going on. You gotta expect it to affect the economy first.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to tell you, man. This shit is about to affect your water. Like sometimes when certain things don't turn on or they're not working, I'm like, oh, is it happening? Because that's how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, what the light don't work. Maybe honey, you got a bulb. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even know it's going down, man. Right?
I got a quick one. I was taking a picture earlier.
Yeah.
It says economic issues because I believe, what did I ask? I asked Google. I said damn, it don't say, but it says as of late March 2026, the world is experiencing a period of quote unquote constrained stability characterized by high intensity conflict in the Middle East, raising geopolitical tensions, persistent disease outbreaks, and a slowly global economy struggling with how you say that word?
Where?
Right there. And inflammatory.
Which one?
Right there.
Oh, inflammatory.
Thank you.
Like, you know, and building up.
The water.
Inflammation. Inflation.
Inflationary.
Inflationary. Yeah.
Slocky, brothers. And a slowing global economy struggling with inflationary pressures. So right here, it's a lot of bulletin points. But right here, going about the economy, it says the war induced inflation. The war in Iran has knocked the global economy, causing a surge in energy prices and raising 2026 inflation forecast to around 4.2% in the U.S.
So gas is going up.
Yeah.
Your electric bill's going up.
Yep.
Food's going up. Okay. Australia's all jacked up.
Yep.
So this thing, these people ain't gonna be able to walk around in Funland anymore.
Hell no.
And they're fucking weird anyway. You people are weird, man. They don't do shit because all those jobs are now foreign. So the average American doesn't have a career that benefits Babylon's social system.
Yeah.
It only benefits corporate America.
Yeah.
All you've done is just now become a glorified secretary for corporate America.
Yep.
That's all you are, man. You know?
Back in 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 5, plagues are sent unto you.
These are the plagues.
Right.
Now watch, read this. Now read this.
Yep.
And read what I asked and then jump down into that.
Okay. This is chat, and it says, what's happening to power grids and this is what the brother asked. What's happening to power grids and economies right now with the ongoing conflict with the Strait of Hormuz and oil? Damn.
Sheridan's Rider.
It says, what's happening to power grids and economies right now with the ongoing conflict?
Listen, people can't handle power going out, man.
No,
They
hell
can't
no.
handle power going out. Because listen, do you remember the days when things used to be battery operated?
Yes.
Now everything is micro USB or micro C, and then that device holds a charge. So what happens to that device when you don't have electricity? Now you can't even use these devices. So things used to have batteries, which pretty much put you off the grid if the grid went down, but now everybody is plugged into the grid. So when the grid goes down, your ass is all out.
Yep.
So he knows what he's doing, man. He specifically phased out a lot of things, batteries being one of them, you know?
Cash.
Social independence, you know, cash, the digital dollar. Things are being phased out, man.
Even like say like you said, like everything's phasing out. Like imagine like all your money. If you can't take that out your checking account or savings account, you assed out. You done. And it says back to what the brother was saying. It says what's going on conflict with the Strait of Hormuz and oil. What's happening around the world with power grid, and are there blackout outages of gas? What's happening? How is it affecting society? And what can we expect in the few weeks to months to come if this continues to heighten? And this is great questions.
Why do y'all about Shemel Shai?
And right, this is what it said.
That's what you should be asking.
Yeah.
You should be figuring out how this is going to affect you in the next coming weeks to month or months. That's what should be being asked. You got it.
It says right now, what you're sensing is real.
But no, it's March Madness.
Right. That's crazy.
Come on, Texas AM.
That's crazy.
You got your bracket in? I'm on FanDuel. Come on.
See?
That's how I'm dead serious.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
Same at my job
Yes.
too. Same shit, bro. Who you got tonight?
Oh, now there's no e-files.
Oh, see?
That's gone now.
Come on, bro. It says right now, what you're sensing is real. This is one of the biggest global energy shocks in decades. Let me break it down clearly so you can see what actually is happening. It says not a hype versus reality. So right now it says the Strait of Hormuz is effectively disrupted. The single choke point normally carries 20% of the world's oil and gas.
And this is causing
Damn.
Russia to basically be in a bankroll, meaning Russia is making money because of this. Like
Wow.
we're good. And then now they're making fun of Trump. First it was we're in talks with Persia. Then it was you got 48 hours. Then it was we're gonna destroy them. Now it's we don't need Persia's oil. That's what he said now. We don't need their oil. We don't need, bro, they're looking bad out here.
Very bad.
Team Edom is looking real bad lately. Okay?
And it goes on to say, due to the war, shipping has been partially or nearly shut down. The result, it says, massive supply shock. Think of it like shutting down a main artery of the global economy.
A main artery. That's a mortal wound, right? Like they say when you like a
fatal
wound.
Fatal wound.
That's a fatal wound right there. Okay? So that's like you reap what you sow. So whatever you had before this, now that's all you got.
Ooh, damn.
Moab just sent X amount of tons of rice to I think Cuba to feed everybody there for approximately 1 month. Because once that Venezuela thing happened, that started systematically affecting the other tribes surrounding Venezuela, because Venezuela, Asher having the oil, that was helping everything. Import, export, hospitals, generators, vehicles,
Yeah.
you know, trucking industry.
Yeah. Damn. And it says oil supply is dropping fast. Estimates show between 10 to 14 million barrels a day is lost.
10 to 14 million barrels of oil a day is lost now.
Damn, bro.
Keep going.
It says some reports say up to 20% of global supply is impacted. It says that's huge. Even a few percent drop normally shakes markets.
Wow,
Damn.
see? So you're gonna witness soon this affecting Babylon, but it's gonna start with the little banks or the little countries right now. Like I was saying, the Sri Lankas, the UK, places around those regions, they're starting to declare national emergencies or energy emergencies.
Damn. Who, bro? It's
So
going
then they're
down.
like, yo, you need to turn your electricity off because we don't have that much for you to keep it on. See?
Man. Woo. Right here it says price.
Hold on. What you got?
I remember I was watching a news clip, video clip of 47, and he was saying that he said I could do whatever I want with them. Talking about Cuba, and I pulled it up and it says on March 16th, 2026, Donald Trump stated he believes he will have the honor of taking Cuba and could do anything he wants with it, citing the nation's weakest state during a severe economic crisis. Trump suggested he might free or take the country amid a nationwide blackout, reported Reuters.
So that's he's more stout than his fellows.
Yeah.
He has more than heart can wish, you know. So this guy's on a rampage. Trump's on a rampage, bro. So we're in a time where, hey man, we're in a time where you're not gonna be able to look back.
Man.
It's gonna be day one.
Yeah,
You know,
bro.
like it's day whatever with this war right now.
Yeah.
You know.
And it says prices are surging. Now right here, we're still in the oil category. It's still more to go. It says prices are surging. Oil jumped from $70 up to 100 and 120 per barrel.
So it's raising.
damn.
2008, when it hit 147, that was the global financial crisis, or the home crisis, whatever the hell they
Damn.
called it. So this thing's about to happen, man.
So being that is raising for the barrels, then that means that's why the gas prices are raising. Bro, right in this city of Rochester, New York, it's $4. Like $4.04 a gallon. Last month it was like $2.98. You see?
Other places it's $6.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning of sorrows.
Yep.
So someone could say, shut the fuck up. That's why we're telling you it's prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that someone has the spirit on their mind to interject what we're calculating and telling you the answer, that, you know what I mean, you're not fit to learn then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're not fit to learn nothing if you're dealing with what's happening today and you're using this to say, this is what's gonna happen from that, and people wanna try to, you're missile food, man.
Oh yeah, you done.
You know? If you're a Jake, obviously, you know?
And it says, continuing on, it says some forecasts warn between 150 to 200 if it escalates.
You're gonna see Jake's
Damn.
in Jacob's trouble with pink hoodies on, dead.
Oh yeah, bro.
Niggas with pink shoes on, dead.
Yeah.
This is some Jake riding with a pink hoodie on.
Oh.
What you
course.
wearing pink for?
See? And it says this affects everything.
See?
Gas, food, shipping, and electricity.
Boom.
So your RG&E bill gonna go up. Everything, Amazon prices, all right,
Con Edison,
everything. You
whatever.
know, say what?
Depending on where you live,
Right.
your electric bill.
Yeah,
Okay?
right. Because up here it's called RG&E.
Yep.
Everything going up.
Yep.
You see, like everybody think that you're gonna be in Babylon and still be, I'm gonna go here today. No, shit's getting real. It's gonna get to a point where you can't buy that.
Yep.
You know, people are, I believe, back in 2020, 2021, people were taking out bank loans to buy groceries
Yep.
during that, you know, that emic. You see, it's about to get worse.
Yep.
Right here, now it's going into about the power grids and blackouts. It says direct grid attacks plus infrastructure damage. Over 40 energy facilities have been damaged. Oh, excuse me. Over 40 energy facilities damaged. Going into about the gas plants and refineries and etc. Power plants are being threatened as military targets. Damn.
This is war.
Oh shit.
You have to drain your enemy's resources before you go to war with them.
That makes yeah.
Like in a UFC fight, a lot of times, like if the guy has more of a reach, his opponent's gonna be kicking at his legs
Yeah.
to kind of chop him down
Yeah.
and then attack. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
Not that I'm an MMA fighter, but
Yeah.
you know, you
Just
guys
watching it, yeah, analyzing it.
Yep.
And it says this creates localized outages in conflict regions.
And all people are doing is getting ready for Easter Sunday,
Man,
which the Bible's clock, the new day comes in at sundown.
Mm-hmm.
So if for them to claim that Yahweh Shai rose Sunday morning, that's not a full 3 days. If that was the case, it'd have been Sunday night.
right.
See what I'm saying? So you got people right now, Jake, heathens, the biggest thing they're getting ready for is Easter. And then they throw in the Easter eggs, which is fertility, the queen of heaven, Ishtar.
Yep.
So so everybody's about to get called out right now. You know, the sleazy salesman, he's about to get audited.
Yeah.
Like everyone's about to get audited. Everybody's about to have to reap what they've been sowing. Okay? So Jake women out here just wanting to fucking look pretty and sell candles with the tetragrammaton on it. You about to get checked, man.
Yeah, bro.
You weird Etsy merchant Israelites, you're about to get checked, man.
Man.
You're not gonna be able to just chill and sit on your feet in the confines of your couch any longer.
Yeah.
And just faith, hope, and love on your wall.
Yeah.
No, man. It's about to get very real. This is why the Isaiah 4:1 is a prophecy, meaning women are going to revert to looking for man for help and aid and shelter and comfort and to be led. All right?
That's why it says this real quickly. This is Sirach 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn unto the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
And the Lord is going to allow a lot of Jakes to perish and be destroyed by the hands of Edom. That's your legacy. Playing around, not taking the truth seriously, got you a little this, got a little that, and then now Esau storms like a flood and takes it all out. You know?
Seriously, bro. And back in ChatGPT, and it goes in, it says internet and grid disruptions.
Family hearing the word.
Damn.
That's an isolation tactic. We're going to isolate these people so that their own thoughts can consume them, then we'll attack.
Ooh.
See? This is war, man.
That's psychological war right there.
This is war, man. You have now entered the beginning stages of a world war. So how it affects is on a geopolitical level through aspects of resources.
Yeah.
So it's just going to continue, you know, just like chess. You slowly keep continuing. Take that, knight takes this, pawn takes that, you know, and then queens get involved. Okay?
Damn.
And then it's checkmate.
And what's mind-boggling to me is that like everything that's going on around the world, it's affecting other places, but yet people don't think it's going to affect Babylon.
It's going to tell you that.
Just look at the gas price.
It's going to tell you
just
that
alone shows you it's affecting Babylon.
Yep. Watch. It's going to tell you that. Oh, yep.
Right.
Oh, see?
Yep,
Good. You got it.
I'll go down to it. It says fuel shortages and direct blackouts.
Fuel shortages.
Damn.
So what are you going to do with your vehicle if you can't afford the full coverage because you leased it off a car dealership lot, even though it's used. You can't afford a car payment, can't afford full cover insurance, and now you can't afford gas. So all you got is a black mirror, right? Like the phone.
Yeah.
You got a box on 4 wheels now.
Yeah.
You're gonna start seeing people pushing vehicles.
Yeah, bro.
You know? You're gonna start seeing looting rising, robberies rising, home invasions rising. Okay?
Yep.
All because of lack of bread here.
Oh, 2 Corinthians 15.
Yep.
That's right. And it says some countries rely on imported fuel to run power plants.
See?
When fuel is cut, electricity production drops, rolling blackouts start.
Boom. And summer's coming.
Oh my gosh.
So you got the fan on, you got the AC on. Some people are gonna think, Jimmy blew the fuse again.
Man.
No, your area. See, these are gonna be the wild bulls in the net. They don't like those like the dudes from Book of Eli.
Yeah.
Remember?
Book of Eli.
They was riding the. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
They was riding in the on the bikes.
Yeah, bro.
And what they do when they found that couple, man?
He took it. They beat his ass and took her. Just like that movie, not the movie, the TV show Netflix, Black Summer. The Bible was saying the Black Winter, but that show's called Black Summer. You see, but the scriptures call it Jacob's trouble. You see?
So we're in Jacob's trouble. Now we're watching the trouble heighten.
That's right.
Because we ain't see mans with their hands on their loins yet.
Right.
So that trouble's gonna heighten. Ah!
Bro, man.
That's the last thing he's gonna say watching his loved ones die.
Oof, man, bro.
If you're not of the elect, hey, if you're not a Hebrew Israelite of the elect, it's not going down good for you, man.
Yeah.
That's why you repent, I pray to fast more. Just stay locked into what we're required to be doing.
Yeah.
You know?
Also praying that the spirit not taken from you.
Yes.
Psalms 51 and verse 11.
Yes. Pray
know?
not to have the spirit taken from you.
Man, it's scary. And Passover coming up. Passover.
Literally next week.
Next Wednesday.
This is the last camp that we'll have until Passover.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Kradazava?
I looked up the impact of war on civilians.
Perfect question. Yep.
So it says war causes catastrophic civilian harm by destroying critical infrastructure, causing high casualties, and forcing mass displacement. Civilians face direct violence from bombings and indirect impacts like famine, disease, and lack of health care. Long-term consequences include severe mental health issues, poverty, destroyed livelihoods, key impacts of war on civilians.
Shell shocked.
Casualties and physical danger. Modern urban warfare often means high civilian death rates, with civilians making up nearly 90% of those affected by explosive weapons in populated areas. Dangers include targeted attacks, indiscriminate bombing, and injury from landmines, destruction of essential infrastructure. War destroys power grids, water treatment facilities, hospitals, and homes, disrupting sanitation and healthcare.
Oh, sanitation.
Yep.
So when the power goes out, the water stops running. You can't flush the toilet. So now these people are gonna have to deal with fecal matter, urine. You gotta honestly understand in detail how this is gonna happen, man.
Seriously, bro.
And then when you were saying that, the scriptures at Zephaniah 2 and 15 or Zechariah, the careless city.
Zephaniah, yep.
This is the careless city that dwelt carelessly, you know?
And that's one thing too, like the apostles say, like how the city are like really made for, females.
Yeah.
And like being in a city where things are already convenient for you, it'd be wise for you to have like some kind of like some gear in you. You know what I'm saying? Like being wise and being prudent. Like having like a little flashlight, because you never know what's gonna happen. You know? You
got Jakes out here that comfortably walk around with slides on, sweats, and bonnets on.
And nothing else.
That's it. That's all he's got. Now imagine sleeping outside with that.
Yeah. It'd be wise to invest, because of course we have the Lord with us, but the scriptures say a wise man foreceive the evil, right? So it'd be wise to like invest in something like a portable generator, something that takes sunlight. What's it called again?
Solar panel.
Solar panel. Something to that effect, or whatever the case may be.
But then say that the day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Right. So
really, at the end of the day, it's going to be the Lord, because we're going to pray to have lights over us, like the lights in Goshen.
Yep.
Because I know exactly what you mean. But at the end of the day, we're in a time where shit could happen where you ain't going to have none of that.
Right.
And then you're going to stumble upon someone who does.
See?
So you could be saying, it would be wise, because it would be wise to have those things. But then the Lord will have it where you don't get them because you don't need them. And then you know that in the spirit, then you stumble across someone who thought they needed it, and now you can use it.
There you go. See? There you go.
Because this is the portion of a pincher.
That's right. And was it more in that description?
That was the gist of it, though, when you think about it.
Because what you read, that's going on in the East.
So when it happens here,
yep.
Let me give you 2 points. Societal and economic breakdown. Education systems closed. Families are separated. Local economies collapse, leading to widespread poverty and joblessness. Gender-specific vulnerabilities.
Gender-specific vulnerability. Okay?
Women and girls face heightened risk of sexual and gender-based violence.
Boom. Boom. So tell us in that day that we can't have multiple women. I guarantee you, a woman gonna be like, I don't give a shit.
Right.
You could be tripping Blanche, but I'm gonna stay here with him. Yeah. It's gonna come to a point where you're gonna have to seek your own salvation through the men of the Lord, man. I'm gonna go this way.
Yep.
Can I remember what Solaris say in Book of Eli? Can I follow you?
Yeah. Yep. Even right now, on a normal level, I'll tell you this, even multiple women, they'll follow that one man, what they call them, groupies.
Yep.
Come on, what you think Dirty Diana was about? Michael Jackson's song, all them groupies. But that one man, but so how much more when adversity arises?
Yep.
Because
that's how order is going to be reestablished on earth. All right? It's going to be through the culmination of the second death. That's how order is going to get established here, man. All right. So whether you like it or not, or your emotions don't sit well with it, that's not our problem. All we're doing is reading out of a book that we didn't have understanding in when the so-called white man was teaching with it. And you didn't have a fucking problem with that. But now, because truth is being established and it makes sense, you got to question that, you know?
Now, there's a few more points in here. Now, it says back in chat, it says, what's happening globally is a society impact. It says governments are already reacting.
And this makes sense why it says they're going to not disregard their kings or princes, because right now the only people that are going to be okay are the rich.
Yeah.
The rich and the elite. All these poor, poverty, everyday citizens, they're not going to be able to go where the rich go when the power go out. They're going to have water, what do they call them, bunkers. Bases.
Doomsday bunkers.
Deep underground military bases. You're not in the military, you don't have clearance. So you're going to have to deal with the judgment that's on the surface, and while the rich stay fine, comforted, and cool.
And you know movies that show you that, bro? 2012 shows you that, and Greenland. Because remember in Greenland, what's the name? Gerald Butler, I believe. They wanted everybody that had like some sort of like high level profession.
So not a useless eater?
Nope.
Oh.
They want the architects.
Not a rapper?
Nope.
Oh.
They want the so-called doctors. You know, the construction workers,
engineers,
the military workers,
people that can bring back society, which shows you when things are resorted to life or death, that's when reality and logic is applied more than pleasure, fun, and folly. Right now, rappers, basketball, tats, braids, and fat asses is cool. But if you need to rebuild society, they're not going to say, come on, man, let her on the roof too. No, she's gonna be back at the house, bro. And if you're rebuilding a society, roles are easily established in that day. Easily. Okay?
And it says governments are already reacting. Fuel rationing, shorter business hours, free public transport to reduce oil.
So they're actually cutting the work week to about 4 days in certain places.
Oh, that's crazy. I would just say that at my job. I would say, man, it'd be fire if they had a 4-day work week.
And then they're going to have a 4-day work week, and now they can't afford their weekly bills.
Wow. See?
Because they only got 8 days and 2 weeks.
Damn.
So he's just cutting you in half. That's why if you don't got the Lord, bro, you're done. You know? There's going to be a lot of prayers going up even more soon. Like if you go on the Blue Letter Bible app, it'll let you know how many people are using it. Watch when something goes down, you're going to have a lot of people using that app. You know?
That's right. Just like when
Hawaii.
That's the spirit. When the elder out there, the elder
Gabar
Yahweh, the water. He thought was a missile was coming. Hey, that's that faith. Then he went live, but then everybody was flooding his comment board. But where they at now? You see? So when the deal goes, so right now, because it's not happening, people are not reacting. But when the deal goes down, watch how people react. You see? Back in the chat GBT says supply chains are breaking again.
You imagine being on the ark when it finally started, man? You know, when that flood came after all that 120 years, I think it was, a building, and then finally the Lord told Noah to get in the ark and his family, and then 7 days later it began to rain, which means that had to have been like the Sabbath, 7 days. And imagine seeing that, man. That would have, and then once the ark, the water fully risen, it got to a point where it became very eerily quiet. You got to think about that, because when you're out in water, you don't hear much. You know what I mean? It's you're on water. So now imagine that, but just how much time passed to where it was screams and help and banging. The banging finally stopped, because you got to think they were probably hitting the ark, you know. And then it came to a point where the screams, the banging, the curdling, okay, the any question of survival was answered, man.
Oh, back in,
Oh yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. That's serious time, man. Yeah, or eating because then all those aquatic creatures, and you know they had to be bigger.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
You know.
Hell yeah.
And they ate all those people.
Right here, real quick. This is Genesis 8 and verse 6. And it says, and it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made.
So he didn't even open it for 40 days.
Oh,
That's a month and 10 days.
Man.
Because you got to think, like, that's a high level act of faith to go through that, withstand it, and then have the earth single-handedly repopulated by your 3 sons. You know? The whole known world, when it was a Pangea, got taken out and only 8 people. Ocho! But the closest Jake know that is Ocho Cinco.
damn. You know, if I start, I got a quick one.
Yeah.
So this is Genesis 7. I'm going to go into Genesis 8.
You want me to take this?
Oh, the water, yeah. So Genesis 7 and verse 23, it says, and every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowl of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth.
Yeah, I was walking and I saw this like squirrel. It was kind of jacked up, and it made me think when it said, was the Lord mad at like the waters
The trees.
or the trees?
Yeah.
But because it's like you're going like, dang, what the house cat do?
Right.
But it's the level of judgment the Lord is bringing to this region that we're on right now. That's what it's gonna be. This is all gonna get wiped out. You know?
Jake said we get mad, everybody gonna get it.
Yup.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna die.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody. See? So if you don't want to die, get the fuck out. And that's what we're doing spiritually.
Yep.
We've spiritually forsaken Babylon, so we don't get consumed with her destruction. That's all it is, you know. And in the last days, they're still trying to pull you into it.
Yeah.
They're still trying to pull you into ladies' night, you know. Just come on, bro. Come on, let's go to the strip club. Because it's the days of Noah.
Yep. Yep. And it reads Genesis 7 and 23, and they were destroyed from the earth, and Noah only remained alive, according to his family,
Yep.
and they that were with him in the ark.
Boom.
And the waters prevailed upon the earth in 150 days.
Wow.
Chapter 8 of Genesis, and verse 1, and the Most High remembered Noah, and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark, and the Most High made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also, the deep, and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained, and the waters returned from off the earth continually.
So water was used as a weapon.
yeah,
Water
Yeah.
was weaponized against man, you know? So that's literally, the Lord literally took out the wickedness that man and woman was involved in, and he used a natural element known as water, and pre-Noah, it never rained.
right.
So that was the first time that it ever rained. So what you saw, demon,
Yeah.
so what you saw was the Lord bringing something new in the earth to judge man, even though they would question it if you told them, like the
Right.
missiles. So they're
Right.
supposed to fucking, I don't know.
Right.
Well, you're nothing anyways. You're already nothing anyways. So it doesn't matter that you question that, you know?
Right. Because those are the same people that was back there.
Yeah.
You know?
Cain and all them too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we don't hear nothing about Cain no more. You know, so him and his people had to get washed away too.
Even the sons of the Most High, you know?
Yeah, sons of
The
God.
Sons of God, excuse
Yep.
me.
Which were Israelites before Israelites. And they're doing what Jake's doing right now. You know, getting with the women, being godlike, but being also in the world. That's why it said Moses, instead of enjoying the pleasures of sin for a season, he left that off.
To suffer with his people.
To suffer. So we're suffering with the people, our people, the Lord's people, instead of enjoying the pleasures of sin for a season.
That's right.
You know? Fucking want to be no Hebrew Israelite podcaster going around to a bunch of worldly niggas platforms for what?
Right, bro.
For what?
You are lowering your own vibration.
You let me on there, I'm gonna do what what is his name?
The actor.
The Leonardo DiCaprio did in Don't Look Up. Remember he was like,
Yeah.
"You're all gonna fucking die,"
Yep.
on national television.
Yep.
And then that drag queen,
Tyler Perry.
Perry, who's a notable Christian.
Yep.
By the way, a drag queen is a notable Christian.
Yep. Yep.
Damn, man.
But that's cool here,
But that's
right?
okay.
You see, this place is upside down. That's why it has to be destroyed by fire. Because just like in the days of Noah, everybody was just evil continually. come on, people are, you know, doing wickedness, doing all kinds of nasty shit, just like today, you know? And it says...
Joshua, Satan's still out here doing the bidding of the Lord, though. It says, Shalom, brother, Gabar, War, the spiritual demon Satan. Can you get Job 2, Baba Kasha? What is that, 8, 6? Job 2?
Start from the top. Actually,
Okay. It says, the bro said, the spiritual demon Satan is defeated foe. Satan was defeated over 2,000 years ago by Yahushai. When Yahushai, well, death was defeated. And it says, rose from the dead and said, all power is given. Yeah, but Satan still is doing the bidding of Yahweh Shai on the left-hand side. But as far as Satan over the church of Yahushai, no, he doesn't have rule over that.
Right.
But he is doing the bidding of the Lord to fulfill prophecy on the left-hand side, like there's prophecy being fulfilled through vessels on the right-hand side. You got it? I think so. Where it says the sons of God came to present themselves, 2 and 6.
Yeah. You might as well start from the top.
All right.
This is the book of Job,
Right.
chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord.
Yep.
And Satan came also among them.
Because he's a son too. Satan's a son too. And in the kingdom, we're going to have power over Satan. We're going to have power over the angels to have them do the bidding. You know? We're going to have power over them. All right, keep going. And Lucifer just means light bearer. And there wasn't an angel that rebelled against the Most High. And then he was cast out because he wasn't cool enough to be in the game.
Yeah.
That isn't, no, that's a false statement.
Yeah.
That's a false doctrine. All right, Satan works for the Most High too.
Yeah.
And he trembles before the throne like the angels do.
That's right.
Keep going.
And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence come thou?
Where you been?
Thou?
What you doing? Where you been at?
Yeah.
Who's texting you? Why's your phone on silent? Put the red receipts on. Right?
Yeah.
Put your location on. See, keep going.
And Satan answered the Lord, and he
Why'd he answer him? He didn't have to. See that? Even Satan obeys, but a female in America won't answer you.
Ain't that something?
A fucking woman in America cannot answer you, but even Satan answers to Yahweh Shai, man. All right? Keep going.
And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth,
Yep.
and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
So right there. So the Lord will send Satan as a tempter to the men of the Lord so that they can be proven. Okay? So Satan's still out here doing the bidding of the Lord. You know? That was the point. All right, back to this.
Yep. Oh, my bad.
So that's why you got to constantly rebuke him. Satan ain't your friend, man. Okay? Satan, I see the pink hoodie.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Real quick, I want to add to, like you said earlier, how people say he fell out of the sky. But the scriptures say, Luke 10:18, about Satan falling from rulership. Like it says, Yahweh said, I've seen Satan fall as lightning. That's going in about Esau.
Yes.
You know, him being the God of this world right now, he's going to fall, out of rulership.
The elite.
Yeah.
Because they're the light bearers on the left-hand side, hence why they call themselves the Illuminati.
Right.
The Illuminati. And the Illuminati's actually in the Marvel comic books, and Tony Stark's one of the main dudes.
Yep.
Which he's got the mark of the beast. All right? Iron Man's got the mark of the beast.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They showed you that in, what, 3?
Yeah,
Or 2?
Iron Man 3, and they showed in that new Superman. Well, because like Luger, he's in it too.
Oh, Lex Luger,
You know?
he's a not an economic hitman, but he's sent by the government to
do their
mad scientists.
That's right. Now back in Genesis 8 and verse 3, and the waters returned from off the earth continually.
So they subsided.
Damn. And the earth was flooded.
Bruh.
That's huge.
Right here, the earth we're on.
Bro.
Even though there's cement under you, brick, mortar, we're still on the a landmass that was once flooded.
Man.
So, there's water in certain places, like caves that could be, they're thousands of years old.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
From those days.
Seriously. And it says, and after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. That's a long time. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of
Ararat.
Yep, the water.
Which I believe is in Turkey.
Yep.
Which is was that Gomer?
Yeah,
right
Gomer.
in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And how did the helm or frame of a boat, land on this mountain? How are
Right.
seashells on the top of Mount Everest? How is whale skeleton found in like the Sahara Desert?
Right.
How?
Come on, man. Come on.
Makes sense.
Come on.
Exactly. But we live in a confused culture that has the luxury to walk around in complete chaos and confusion, and truth doesn't matter. Because it says truth faileth here. That's why you shouldn't be on a podcast. That's why you don't need to go on the news. Because that's where the truth is gonna fail. You're gonna say something, it's gonna, and now beep, and then we also beep, and then, you're not gonna hear the truth there.
They cut, right, because over there, they'll cut you short, like the movie Don't Look Up.
Yep.
He's like, okay, that's it.
We'll go to commercial break.
Next segment, right, commercial.
Yep.
Mhm.
All those people in the news are demons, man.
Mm-hmm.
You had this Eve interviewing this Edomite, and she was talking to him, and he basically broke down how it was like Amalek took over and did this, and she basically, all right, well, we'd like to, and it's
Wow.
like even your ass, huh? Even you, huh?
See? Because because they're all under a contract, like they all made a contract with death. You see, like they can't say certain shit because if they do, they'll get canceled or worse.
Eve is under a sexual spell for Edom.
Oh yeah, bro.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
Oh yeah.
Let her alone, man.
Yeah, bro.
Let them alone. and then Jake, they're going to be very shameful in the kingdom for what they've been set up to do here for Esau.
Back in Genesis 8 and verse 5, and the waters decreased continually until the 10th month, until the 10th month, and the 10th month on the first day of the month were the tops of the mountains seen.
On the first day of the month?
Yeah.
So that was a Sabbath. That
Right.
was a new moon
Yep.
and a Sabbath. That's why I speak as a man, but no man knows the time or day. I'm not putting nothing on it. But it's like there could be certain things that happen because it was a new moon or a Sabbath. Hence why it'd be like a blood moon or right after the Passover. That's how the Lord operates. And then you think about it, equate Noah in the ark in those days to today will be the Noahites, if you will, and the chariot, and then the water subsides like the dust settling, then the elect comes down to rule.
Yeah.
Oh,
it says that though. It says Isaiah 26:20. It says high night chambers to the indignation be overpassed.
Which is a chariot ark,
So until destruction after it's done, because it says it's gonna be this place is gonna be destroyed in 1 hour. So after that's destroyed, here comes New Jerusalem.
Yep.
Then the rest is history.
You got to think of the 1/3, their family. We want ours to be saved. The Lord giving brothers a woman. That woman now could be delivered because of you. And now y'all both in tip-top shape in the kingdom. You know what I mean? Reproduce it.
But she better be in the right spirit
now
on this side.
Now.
Because if she not for you, then hey, that's on her.
That's her loss.
Because everything is the Lord's will.
Like days of Noah. Any woman so the women, Noah's wife, Ham, Shem, and fucking nasty ass. I already said Ham nasty ass. But they even them women was blessed because they still got on the ark.
That's right. And it says Genesis 8 and verse 6. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days, this is what I read earlier, that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made.
So if that was the first time, which we don't know, but let's say that's the first time that it was open, you got to think like the reaction, like your eyes adjusting to the sun, and then you're looking out at nothing. It's just right, unless the water subsided. So he's wherever he's at, and now he's finally seeing land because, we must have not read about when he let the bird out.
Oh, yeah, it's not yet right here.
Okay,
right
so
here.
the water is still there then.
Yes.
So they're still on the water.
Yes.
So imagine being on the water, finally looking out, and it's almost like, hello.
Right.
Anyone here?
Right, bro.
And it's like, nah, bro. The only ones is you.
Yeah.
It's y'all. It's just y'all. It says the slain of the Lord shall be many. Then Yahushua equated these times to the days leading up to the days of Noah, and then it says that it'll be a second death.
Bro, it said that we're in the days of light and the days of Noah.
Damn.
So that's like double judgment.
Yeah,
that's like, oh, because the days of light was like got destroyed by fire.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, it's like a combination.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. So it's heavy.
It's scary, bro.
Yeah.
That's why you wanna, continue to, pray, continue to have faith, continue to pray for the Spirit to be, within you. Continue to have fear of the Lord, because you don't want to be found in the bad side of that coin.
Well, it says, pray to be found worthy.
Oh,
accounted worthy.
Mm-hmm.
And really be sincere. You should just be sincere. Nothing up, some secret motive, something up your sleeve. Like, the Lord gonna get rid of you doing that, man.
Yeah, bro.
Women too, if you want to lie, if you want to, patch a story to make it look like what we want to hear, and it's not true, the Lord will give you you will be jazzed, and not by us. You know what I'm saying?
I always say you can lie to me, but you can't lie to the Lord.
That's it. Because the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And the Lord hates the lips of a liar.
Yep.
And I hate him too.
That's right. Back in Genesis 8, and what was the point you wanted? Verse 7, and he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro.
So a raven went out first.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which
Fun fact, ravens and wolves actually have a very beautiful relationship. Where basically, I believe ravens, if it's either ravens or crows, it's one of them. But either way, it's still fire. But you have to water, brother. But it may be crows or ravens, but what they'll do is they'll look for like dead animals, and then the wolves will eat it, and they'll tear it up, and then the bird will come down and eat what it needs to eat.
That's fire.
And whatever bird it is, it'll even play with the wolf cubs.
That's dope.
So the kingdom's gonna be amazing when you see, a gazelle chasing a lion. Because animals have personalities.
Oh yeah.
You ever see a house cat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I seen a video of a duck playing hide and seek with another duck, and then when it ran away, it quacked laughing. see how creation is without the wine of Babylon, 6G, what it could really do.
Yeah.
When you fucking humans got locked down in 2019, the earth was able to stretch its wings.
Yeah.
Water started glowing. Bamboo didn't have Rick and Jerry on it. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
people scuffing up things and harming nature. What is it?
So I put, do ravens or crows have a relationship with wolves? And it says, ravens have a unique, well-documented, symbolic relationship with wolves.
Boom.
Acting as trackers, scavengers, and sometimes even players with the predator.
See?
Ravens follow wolf packs for easy meals, while wolves benefit from ravens scouting prey. They even engage in social behavior, with ravens pulling tails and playing with the pups.
Look at it. So the Lord had Noah send out a bird that is skilled in observing, and what did it say? Surveying.
Yeah,
Like it said, like basically being a lookout. So the Lord had Noah send a bird out that specifically has a talent to scout for land, food, and then it comes back. So Noah knew, okay, that means it ain't subsided yet. Watch, keep reading.
Yep. It's like when I was looking up just now.
Yeah.
Like when the ravens got Elijah food.
It was ravens, right?
Yeah.
See?
First, I was just reading it.
See? So we should be expecting the Lord to perform miracles like that upon us. You should be in a time of expecting the Lord to do good to you. I know we've been through trauma. I know we've been hurt, but now it's time to heal. It's actually time to heal. Heal, brothers. Become that new creature. Don't continue that same cycle of destruction. Let that shit go, man. Heal, brothers. It's all good. It's all good. Just trust in the Lord.
Back in Genesis 8 and verse 7, and he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her feet.
Oh, so the raven is accustomed to rest in a tree, but a dove will actually go to the ground. So he sent another bird that is accustomed to walking, like you see pigeons right here, right? You'll see them out. Those are doves.
Yeah.
Those are just ghetto doves.
Turtle doves.
Those are city doves. You know what I'm saying? They got graffiti on them and shit.
And it says, verse 9.
And they're lawful.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. When you actually look at a pigeon and you'll pull the wings, it's got like beautiful
Like
reflection.
colors.
Yeah. Yeah, birds are fire, bro.
That's right.
The Lord, one of the malefactors on the cross got its eyes plucked out by a crow.
Oh,
and then it says, as birds flying, the Lord will defend Jerusalem.
Man.
So you about to see the triangle defense, man.
That's right.
All right?
Yeah, that V formation. That's right.
Delta
Force,
You
right?
know?
Because that's the logo, you know, for the Delta. Back in Genesis 8 and verse 9, but the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth.
So that's a delicate bird. She's like, hell no, I gotta go back. So she went back to Noah. Keep going.
Then he put forth his hand and took her and put her in unto him into the ark.
So he was there, and he went like this, and she landed. Like bird companions is real big in the so-called Middle East. Elam, Ishmael. You'll see videos. He'll go, ah, ah, and then you'll hear you looking up like I don't even see it, and then out of nowhere you hear like ah,
That's
and then he
right.
lands on it. He gives it some food, huh? Yeah. I didn't know. Yeah, falconry. So that's fire to me. You have certain birds that can mimic humans.
Parrot.
Oh
yeah.
You know? So we should be
Right.
expecting, beautiful things like that. In Job, the 5th chapter,
Yeah.
the beast shall be at league with thee. You should laugh at destruction.
Man, that's
You should be
amazing.
preparing yourself to ride a Siberian tiger through the inner city when hell is breaking loose.
For real.
You know?
Yeah. Man, that's amazing. Back in Genesis 8 and verse 10, and he stayed yet other 7 days.
Tobias had a dog. Remember,
Yeah,
it
yep.
ran with him while he was on the horse.
Yeah, dog, yep.
Like you said, Elijah fed the ravens fed Elijah. The lions in the den didn't eat Daniel.
Yep.
Come on, man. Come on. You got to think about those things.
And they were hungry too.
And they were hungry, and then even the creatures groaning for us to be empowered.
The spirit,
you heard
right?
it? Yeah.
The spirit, bro.
You hear it?
His spirit.
You
You about to say though?
No, that was,
And it's Genesis 8 and verse 11. And the dove came into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off.
Wow.
So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth.
An olive leaf out of all things.
Wow, that's
And then the Lord had the bird. Oh, and then Yahweh Shai said, the birds have nests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so they're being fed.
Yeah.
So how much more us? You remember growing up, you'd always see that one-eyed stray cat.
Yep.
Like, damn, this thing is still alive.
Yeah.
But it's like, see, the Lord could keep these animals alive. They got no owner. They got no home. They having kittens. They're being able to survive. Well, how much more you?
Yeah.
What about you? You gotta realize that the Lord loves you, man. That's how much trauma Jake has experienced because they've always tried to get love who wasn't supposed to love them.
That's right.
So now you've been open and to be able to walk through a door where it's specifically for you. I only like food that's cooked for me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I like you because you like me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Possessive, baby.
That's right. Yep. And it reads Genesis 8 and 12. And he stayed yet other 7 days and sent forth the dove, which returned not again until him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth.
That took some time.
Heck yeah, that's a long
Bro,
time.
the days in the what happened in days of Noah, like all these people weren't on earth for a while. Some days, you know what I'm saying? Like it took a minute to bring back. So it's like equated to when the elect come down. But then you got the 1/3. But there's gonna be a process of time where necessary things are going to have to take place for us to establish what's being established. You know?
Yeah.
The Jerusalem being rebuilt back. All right? All Israelite women, they want to be pregnant in the kingdom. Okay?
Yeah.
It's going to be a very beautiful day of rebuilding the kingdom on earth that will continue forever.
Yeah. That's right.
Forever. That is a blessing that us as creatures have now been awoken, that we have a higher power that is now granted the ability for us to be in bliss and power for forever.
Man.
That make me want to mush the fuck out of Edomite trying to ask me if I want to sell out. You know? You get offended. You know what we got coming for us?
Man.
And you want to try to tempt us with that? You know? It was like the movie Demon Knight when I think Gloria or whatever, she got her arm taken off, and then Satan or whatever, he was trying to basically ask her to sell out, and she put her nub up, and he says, that a yes? She said, no, I'm giving you the finger.
Right, yep.
You know what I'm saying? And she was missing her arm. So that was dope.
Back in Genesis 8 and verse, where is that? Verse 13. It says, the first day of the first month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dried.
Wow.
And in the second month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. And the Most High spake unto Noah, saying, go forth off the ark, thou and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle.
Everyone was humble.
Yeah.
Everybody was humble.
Yeah.
Hey, them animals probably got off the ark like how you'll see a tiger first time seeing the wildlife.
Oh,
you ever see videos like that? It'd be like an animal's first time from being let loose. It's like, you'll see animals jump. Like I've seen cows actually jump and touch, they're happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you gotta understand what feelings that all creature had to have once that being able to get off the ark again. You know?
And touch dry land.
Dry land.
Man.
So hey, this is about to be different. This is gonna be different. We're in world history, man. This is monumental. We can end it off of Matthew 24 and 36.
Okay. This is I'm sorry, what you gonna say, bro?
No, it's just this is high level, man. This is high level.
This is Matthew 24 and 36. Like the old saying goes, history repeats itself. Because like the first death was, that flood, 44, called law. The first death was the flood of water, but now this time it's gonna be the flood of fire.
Yep.
You see?
Lake of fire.
Lake of fire, there you go. Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
We don't know. All we can give you is the signs that have been given to us.
No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so that proves it's the Lord's movie. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
And that's why even the elites, they know they got a short time. They got a classified project called Project Looking Glass, which basically they say Esau was given the ability to look into the future, and then he kept getting the same result, which was destruction. So they basically shut the program down. So he's got a short time, man. You got it.
And what movie shows you that?
Paycheck.
Paycheck and Avengers Infinity War with Doctor Strange.
Ooh.
Because remember Thanos, which would symbolize that for Yahweh Shai.
Because he was collecting his jewels.
Which is the elect. And he was like, he asked, was it Iron Man? He said, Iron Man asked like Doctor Strange, he said, how many times do we win? He said one. Out of like 1 million scenarios, But ultimately that proves that prophecy, you can't get around, what Yahweh Shai got in store.
Exactly.
Like it says, we read it earlier, 2 Ezra 16, you can't turn back the arrow. You can't turn back the hungry lion.
That's like a dog. You got to wait till your owner comes home. You'll even hear that, like, nah, you got to wait till your daddy get here. I'm not doing that. So, like, everybody got to be held to something. It says he has bounds he can't pass. So we are being inspired to express how all knees are getting ready to bow, man. All right? You got it.
And it reads, Matthew 24 and 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
We're here. So we're just going to keep watching. You know, we just got to keep watching, watch what's happening the next few weeks, you know, the next few months. It should be a constant elevation leading towards prophecy. You know, so I don't want to tell you brothers, a few sincere sisters was edified through the Spirit as we were. We just want to say, call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to our elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace, safety, and salutations to the Lord's beloved elect. With that being said,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Oops.